My coverage of CES 2019 is brought to you by Corsair. Check the description down below to learn more. What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp. In wrapping up day one coverage of CES, we're going to talk about what we saw over at the Razer booth and showing you guys some things they had on display. Going to kind of break this up into 4 different things. But the first one is something that I thought was really cool and immersive for when you're gaming, and that is the integration with Razer HyperSense into much more products than just a headset. But they also integrated HyperSense into the wrist rest of your keyboard, a dedicated mouse, as well as a chair. So you combine all these together and it's just giving you that extra added level of immersion now with actual feedback. Like you're having the tactile feedback on your wrist from when you're gaming with the keyboard, in your hand with the mouse, on your head with the Nari headset, and then on your back with the chair. So to just tell you guys my experience with it, I'm at the booth, I was playing Overwatch as Pharah, and you're flying around and stuff, and every time like you boost or whatever, or you fly with your jetpack on, you feel that in your back because, with the chair and stuff, it's right there. So it actually feels like you're wearing a jetpack. And then when you're shooting your gun, the rocket launcher's going off, it's in both your wrist and your mouse, so it just feels like you're shooting. It feels like you're flying around. It was a really cool example. And then even in stuff like Doom, where it's just a very aggressive, quick-paced game where you have these just guns and you're just shooting everything off. It just feels crazy having that actual tactile feedback now all over your body pretty much. I didn't have too much information about the mouse. I don't know what that was. It's probably gonna be a dedicated product in the future, I'd assume. But the keyboard I was using was pretty much their Huntsman Elite keyboard, but it was the actual wrist rest, which was a dedicated product that had the HyperSense built in on the left side. Then using a USB cable on the side of the Huntsman keyboard, it just plugs right into the wrist rest, and now you have that tactile response. So they're kind of trying to take HyperSense to a next level, and I am all for it. Love that extra added level of immersion. And at that HyperSense demo, they were showing off their very own brand new display, the 27-inch Razer Raptor, which, you guessed it, also has Chroma built into it. So it is a 27-inch non-reflective IPS display, comes in at 2560 by 1440p with a 1 millisecond response time. And the most important factor here, a 144 Hz refresh rate. Now with the actual construction of this monitor, they did things pretty different than what you're probably used to from every other gaming monitor out there. First off, when you're looking at the actual panel itself, there's practically no bezels. It's one of the closest things you're gonna see to a full edge-to-edge display. That itself is gonna be just incredible if you wanna have 3 of these lined up. It would definitely make for a killer gaming setup. And then on the base of it, you do have Chroma, which you can go in and change or match to your peripherals and stuff like that. So you essentially have a Chroma light strip on your desk now. Another interesting way this is designed is the panel itself will tilt 90 degrees upwards, so the display is just pretty much flat facing up. And that's going to give you access to all the ports on the bottom there, with your HDMI, your display port, and they have their very own flat green cables they include inside the box because with the stand, the way that it's all built, it is completely flat pretty much. So it's flat going out the side of the back, you fold it up, and it just makes it so much easier to access those ports now without having to look around and fiddle with it if it's close to your wall. Now you fold it up and it's right there and you get the flat cables inside. And the last interesting construction choice with this was the actual backside of the monitor. It's this black blend of fabric and plastic, so it's hard but it feels soft at the same time. Aesthetically, it looks nice. It's kind of a bummer that it's on the back, you're not gonna see it, but it feels soft, but it's hard. It's a very unique texture that I'm a fan of. It kind of felt like denim a little bit. Kind of feels like jeans, the best way I could probably pinpoint it. But the display itself, absolutely gorgeous, very bright HDR. Like I said before, 27 inches, 2560 by 1440p. The Razer Raptor, their very own display. Of course with Chroma. So next up, they're launching their own brand new cases, the Razer Tomahawk and the Razer Tomahawk Elite. They're both very simple and elegant looking, which I'm a big fan of. You got tempered glass side panels. There's a Razer logo on the front, which lights up, and you have integrated Chroma lighting underneath for that 16.8 million color integration here. But the Razer Tomahawk Elite was definitely something cool because of the way they designed it to be kind of I don't know, there's hydraulics built in pretty much. So for both of these side panels, they are also tempered glass, but they fold upward. You have these vertical swinging doors now, so it's kind of like a Tesla. But another thing I thought was really interesting was there's actually hydraulics built into the top panel itself. So say your PC gets above 85 degrees Celsius inside, or you can go in and change whatever that number is inside Synapse. But once it gets past a certain degree, it gets too warm, the top panel will start to, elevate a little bit to relieve some of that hot air inside. So you have the hydraulic top panel, the vertical wing, like opening doors on the side. They're definitely unique and nice looking cases. I'm pumped to see more about these upcoming in 2019. Next up was their demonstration of Chroma Connect, as well as now having Amazon Alexa built into your Razer Synapse. So to kind of give you guys an idea, and how they showed it off was they had a PC made with a ton of different components from all different companies. And typically when that's the case, and it's very common out there that you build a PC, you're not gonna usually pick all one company and stick with those things. But say you have, an MSI motherboard, a gigabyte graphics card, some RGB SSD, G-Skill RAM, you're usually gonna need all of their own dedicated software and programs to control the RGB lighting. But now with the Connect program, it really ties all those together in Synapse, so you can either link them or just have all the preset effects all go to all those different components instead of having you to pull up 4 or 5 different of the hardware components software themselves and then control the lighting. And then how that kind of ties into Alexa on your Synapse is you can just simply say, Alexa, make my PC all green. Or like, Alexa, turn on party mode, and then your PC's gonna go crazy, showing off different RGB colors, all that wave effect. So then once you have Alexa enabled in Synapse, how they demonstrate it was just with a desktop mic. It doesn't have to be a Razer mic, it could be any microphone that you have already plugged into your PC. Then you can just say, Alexa, make my PC blue. And then all your PC lighting inside is gonna be blue. Same with your peripherals, Alexa, make my mouse blue or red, and then it'll do that. So pretty cool stuff, just a lot more easier for the user in the end to have the control of all your chroma lighting. Then last but not least is their Razer Turret with Xbox One. So you can now use their wireless mechanical keyboard with your Xbox. And it's not really new, they showed it off a few months back, and it does look pretty cool. It was the first time that I got my hands on it, but it still has, the Chroma integration. But what I really thought that was a good idea from them was they have an integrated sort of like mouse pad on the side. You push in this little lever, you can pull a tray out, and the base of that's actually gonna be magnetic. And that's useful because odds are when you're having this on your lap, whether you're kicking back on the couch or something like that, odds are your legs aren't going to be just dead flat. You're probably going to be at an angle a little bit, and having the retractable tray be magnetic is going to help so that the mouse doesn't slip off or fall off when you're not using it. The Turret keyboard also has like the Xbox key on the bottom right hand side, which is going to let you pull up like your Xbox menu, turning it on and off. So essentially it's like the Windows key, but now for your Xbox. It definitely felt a lot more natural than I thought. I've never been much of a living room gamer. It's just a weird experience. But now the fact that it's fully wireless and it's just this one unit for your mouse and keyboard with the retractable tray, definitely think it's a cool idea. Not too sure if I'm gonna be using this for my Xbox. I don't really console game too much anymore, but there's probably tons of people out there that would use this. I think they did a pretty good job with it with their Razer Turret unit. So guys, that'll wrap it up, showing off some of the things that we saw at the Razer booth at CES 2019. Hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to show your support. You can feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.